Chapter 91. Tremble, mortals. Dr. Doom laughed wildly, with an expression of planning. All are in his plan. You plot against me. Jean felt the crazily passing vitality and was furious. Mongrel. In a few seconds, the eyes have become 1,000 households. Connors and the others all changed their complexions wildly, and their bodies shriveled rapidly. Madame Gao hurriedly left the room. She discovered that the omnipotence of her keel slowed down the passage of part of her life. She wants to take advantage of this time to escape from the city center. It's magic. Mia's expression changed slightly. Supergirl is fine here. The effect of Angel Cultivation Method is almost covered. Although the formation of destroying bloggers is powerful, it has no effect on them. Only, they are fine. The Avengers are about to die. She was busy releasing the holy light to envelop others. Immediately, Steve and others are no longer affected by the array. Sister Mia, are you protecting me? Feeling the holy light falling on the body 08, the inner world of the transcendent set off turbulent waves. This feeling, so warm at the same time. Kamartaj, dark magic. Ancient One's complexion changed, and he recognized Dr. Doom's magical roots. She was originally indifferent, but now her eyes are on Wanda. It seems to have the meaning of letting her make a move. Wanda understood, smiled lightly and said, Teacher, you should trust Lin Ke. Ancient One gave a wry smile, and his tense body relaxed. This disciple has indeed grown up. You can still be so calm when you encounter such a big thing. If it is said that Jean and they declared war on the Avengers and executed them publicly, the crime is unforgivable. Because of feuds and conflicts of ideas, even humanity is lost. Navon Doom. Dr. Doom is the ruthless king who tramples on this human nature. All the people who saw this scene through the live broadcast had their heads buzzing, as if they had been beaten with a sap. The horror in my heart was pushed to the highest peak. Looking at the large number of biochemical humans who died, many people only felt that their throats were dry, and the fear in their eyes spread like black lines, almost bursting their eye sockets. The great powers and extraordinary powers cannot remain calm at this moment. Slaughter 10,000 in one fell swoop. A black-corned egg lurking in the basement trembled. The trump card he had been holding in his hand fell to the ground. On the pager, the icon of Captain Marvel appears. Button has been pressed. Unfortunately, the timing is a bit late. I will rule the world. Dr. Doom's voice was exhausted, and the magic circle expanded into the distance. Within a few breaths, the whole city lit up with magic lines. When the true dawn comes, all sacrifices are necessary. I assure you, this is the last sacrifice. Dr. Doom looked far away, and his heart was not at peace. Suddenly, he waved his scepter, and hundreds of magical lightning bolts shot out, destroying many mechs. Now, the last fear in my heart is gone. Von Doom. Damn you. Reed's eyes widened. The arm stretched towards Dr. Doom didn't even look like two chopsticks. Rumble. Thunder fell from the sky. Thor flies to Dr. Doom. Advertisement when Dr. Doom's magic shield was displayed. Thor was knocked away like a mosquito. All kinds of superheroes tried their best, but none of them could pose a real threat to it. Cindy looked anxiously, looking at Mia Simmons and the others. The faces of Simmons and others were also ugly. Where did Sky go? Cindy glanced around and found a small black spot in front of Dr. Doom. I focus. That's Sky. Supergirl, ah. Dr. Doom sneered. Even with an iron mask on his face, this sneer is enough to make people imagine how disdainful his expression is behind the mask. Is it funny? Sky looked murderous. The monstrous anger is wantonly displayed on the heroic face. The whole person looks like a figure far away. If Dr. Doom slaughtered the biochemical soldiers, she didn't have much emotion. But wanting to slaughter the entire city, this is something she can't stand. This punch will blow you away. Sky raises his fist. A mass of pitch-black matter suddenly appeared in her hands. Like a tiny black hole, countless substances on the surface of the fist were shattered by the shock and turned into a thick soup of matter and energy. Omen of death instantly comes to mind. Dr. Doom complies with the sixth sense and props up the magic shield. But it was said to be a sign of death. How could he possibly stop it? Punch out. Shock waves vented like ocean waves, and the majestic body of Dr. Doom was instantly annihilated. Boom. A high-energy mushroom cloud appears. Cracks appeared in Dr. Doom's body and quickly shattered. Crack. The body exploded, and Dr. Doom exploded into light ions directly. The magic formation in the entire city shook violently and then collapsed. The sky was clear. Yu clarifies Wan Li. Sky stands in the sky. The sun hits his body like a blooming sun. At this moment, everyone recovered from the explosion, and their ears were still a little deaf. This is God, Reed muttered, and knelt down directly, like the most devout saint. The live camera was destroyed. Shocked, Tony quickly notified JRVIS to broadcast the scene live. In the future, Sky will be the #1 superhero in the world. No, it's a goddess. Goddess who saved the Earth. Dr. Doom is obviously not a character who can get away with a wave. If the magic circle continued to expand, it would be unimaginable. Tony has already made up his mind. After this battle is over, he will start to promote Sky and make her the #1 person in the world. Sky fell from the sky. Everyone surrounded him with great joy. Cindy takes a step. Spider telepathy, crazy warning. She looked up to the sky. A terrifying giant face appeared in the outer sky. Fixed star dim. Huge amounts of shadow seem to be crushing the entire planet. Planet Devourer. He is also the god of world destruction, planet killer, eternal brother, and protector. Global tidal forces are affected at this moment. Natural disasters occur frequently. The world is about to end. Chapter 92. What is your experience when you see a planet-like giant standing in outer space and still staring at the Earth? Tens of thousands of people were directly shattered and frightened to death. Some already have heart disease, not to mention end of Earth. These 4 big characters are now pressing down on the hearts of every person on Earth like Mount Tai, and piercing through the minds of every person on Earth like a meteorite. What the hell happened? What the hell happened to this universe? Could it be that heaven wants to destroy all human beings? Isn't Thor a god? Then what is this? This must be a dream. This must be a dream. Mom, I'm afraid. I want to meet superhero. Son, Mom is also afraid. The various states of the world are simply not enough to describe the mood of the people on Earth at this moment. Many people think they are dreaming. Because of this kind of scene, it will only appear in dreams. Ordinary people are not alone in thinking this way. Those who think they know enough about the universe also think it's impossible. For example, a certain stewed egg director. He directly bit his tongue. The sweet taste blooms, overflowing the mouth, full of bitterness. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. A sense of desperation hung over the hearts of the Avengers. Tony looked up, looking at the giant in the starry sky. My own mech. There is no mech, it's just scrap copper and rotten iron. Lin Ke. Simmons covered his mouth, tears streaming down his face. At this moment, she thought of the person who was most likely to break the situation. Cindy clung to the wall, trying to keep herself out of Galactus' sight. The strong spider telepathy told him that the god was looking at where he and others were. At this time, the portal opens. Wanda, Iriana, Ancient One, and he'll walk out of it. The 4 of them looked serious. Things are in trouble. Wanda took a breath. She doesn't care much about her planetary file size. She can handle the more stalwart Mephisto. What really made her look serious was Galactus' identity. Yes, she recognized Galactus. Hill, Wanda, Ancient One Magician, Iriana W. The girls moved closer to the 4 of them. Perhaps, only these 4 people can save the Earth now. Ancient One saw the uneasiness of the girls and comforted them. Don't worry. Words seem powerless. But in fact, Ancient One did think of several ways, such as exiling Galactus, using Lin Ke to deter Galactus, transferring everyone to different dimensions, etc. But before that, there is one very important point that must be understood. That's why Galactus is here. Knowing this, the Earth has a chance of survival. Otherwise, unless it is a last resort, Guji will not give up the Earth easily. This is the place she has guarded for an unknown number of years. Just when everyone was panicking, Galactus suddenly stepped towards the Earth. It didn't smash the Earth into pieces, but as it approaches, the body gradually shrinks. In the end, he appeared in front of Wanda and others, 7 or 8 meters tall. A trace of surprise flashed across Wanda's expression. Galactus, what did you come to Earth this time for? If you want to swallow this planet, you can do it directly in outer space. There is no need to enter the interior of the Earth. Tony had been stunned by the shrinking of Galactus. At the moment, they recovered from the shock and looked at Galactus incomprehensibly. Natasha Romanoff's eyes wandered to Wanda. Wanda seems to know this god. Galactus seemed to see Wanda's thoughts and said, I didn't eat the Earth directly, but to save face for Supreme. Then, he looked at the Transcendent and continued. The purpose of my coming here is for the transcendent. Bang, bang, bang. Advertisement. The pounding hearts of the Avengers calmed down. It turned out to be looking for a transcendent. It seems that the identity of the transcendent is really not ordinary. However, Wanda didn't feel relieved and stood in front of the transcendent and said, "What do you mean?" The atmosphere at the scene became tense in an instant. Could it be that the god in front of him is the enemy of the transcendent? Galactus stared at Wanda, was silent for a moment, and said, "I'm hungry. I want to absorb him." As soon as the words came out, everyone present was shocked. So does the transcendent. When he first arrived in the real universe, he knew the existence of Galactus and knew that it was a powerful high-level god. But I never expected that this is a high-level god, and he has murderous intentions towards himself. Then, let's go to war. Wanda took a step forward with a resolute look, ready for a big fight. At worst, this piece of Star Wars will be destroyed. There is absolutely no way she would hand over the Transcendence to Galactus. As for the destroyed Earth, to recover is just a matter of one sentence. I don't know you. The Beyonder stared at Wanda, stammering. Some don't know how to speak, but you're Lin Ke's friend, and that's my friend too. Wanda looked back at him and said seriously, "That's right, it's a big deal." Simmons plucked up his courage and said, "Lin Ke said that even if I die in a wave one day, he will also save me from death." I believe him. Mia couldn't help but look at her forced calm. Mia did indeed laugh. Her smile was fearless. Her eyes were firm and she said, "Old man, I advise you where you came from and where you are going. The Earth does not welcome you." Sky raised his brows proudly. Mia has said everything I want to say for me. He'll watched all this with relief. It was just a fight to the death. Shoo. Iriana manifests the soul blade. Actions represent words. You, the heart of the transcendent, is filled with great emotion. Relax, you're just an old man who sucks people up to live. Lorna patted the transcendent on the shoulder. These words seemed to offend Galactus. Very good. You have completely d me off. Galactus raised his hand. The giant hand grabbed Lorna directly. This is the usual method used by high-level gods to treat low-level gods. Directly lock the target space. There is no possibility of dodging. Just when Galactus was about to do something, he suddenly felt that his arm was flickering and flickering. It's Wanda in alter reality. Galactus didn't expect Wanda to be so strong. Just when he was about to let go, Iriana crossed the space and slashed on his waist from behind. The next moment, Shockwave, Cobweb, and Destroyer Holy Light greeted them one after another. Galactus was caught off guard and caught all the attacks, which can be said to have dealt full damage. This god, who is related to Enin and the god of creation, actually had wounds on his body. Boom! A stars and stripes shield flew in and hit Galactus on the head before bouncing back into Steve's hand. It was a great insult to Galactus to be attacked by mortals. Immediately, his three corpses jumped violently and roared, "It's useless for the Supreme to come in person now. You all die to me." After all, the super high-level energy poured out of his body like a thunder pool. For a while, Supergirl and Avenger were beaten upside down. The Transcendent was affected, smashed the slate, and fell to the ground. Looking at the aggressive Galactus and the injured Sky, he gritted his teeth and cried endlessly. 10, 9, 8. On the smartwatch, Jingwei starts counting. The forbearance task is about to be completed. The Transcendent wiped his tears and said, "Brother, shall I defeat him?" The enemy in front of him exists on the same level as the Big Brother. I said, "I will give you invincible power." Now, Ian killed him. A familiar voice rang in his mind. Chapter 93. Galactus saw that there was no one to stop him and strode towards the Transcendence. As long as he swallows the Transcendent, he will no longer have to worry about energy and get rid of eternal hunger. This is so important to him. So I don't care that this is Lin Ke's territory. Today must be fulfilled. However, without him passing by, the Transcendent has already flown by himself. Endless brilliance shone from his body, cleansing and purifying this piece of time and space. Several multi-level powers were injected into the Transcendent's body in an instant, helping him complete the ascension. What's going on here? Reed looked at the Transcendent in shock. Illuminated by the radiance of the Beyonder, he finds himself self-healing from his wounds. I didn't know the so-called basic life structure, cell organization, gene, etc., as if I had found the most glorious evolutionary goal, and began to evolve continuously. His life has been sublimated at this moment. Tony, Natasha Romanoff, Fantastic Four and others also discovered this in surprise. They couldn't help wondering what the origin of the transcendent was. It's just the radiant light that has this effect. And why not use this 523 power earlier? Has the transcendence regained his power? Hill's eyebrows were pressed together, but he was relieved immediately. Otherwise, there is no way to take Galactus. I hope that the transcendent who regains his power can save the situation. In fact, this has nothing to do with transcending divine power at all. It's simply because Lin Ke blessed the transcendent with his power. Supreme made a move? Galactus panicked. In fact, compared to Lin Ke's attack, what worries him more is that the transcendent uses his own power. Poor Galactus, he can't tell how much he weighs. Whether it is Lin Ke's shot or the transcendent using the original power, he has no chance of winning. What's more, even without Lin Ke, he couldn't swallow the transcendent. Have you ever seen that monster eat Tang monk meat? Just when Galactus was thinking wildly, the transcendent had a new movement. The brilliance on his body converged and turned into arrogance. The twin pupils, which were burning like platinum, suddenly ejected platinum lasers, hitting Galactus. Snort. Galactus suppressed the bad feeling in his heart and waved a IAC energy ray. The two attacks collided with each other, and the result was beyond everyone's expectations. The platinum ray was like a hot knife cutting butter, eliminating the energy ray silkily and hitting Galactus' arm. Zila. Galactus' armored arm was cut off and fell to the ground. Everyone present, including Galactus himself, was stunned. Galactus looked at the broken arm in disbelief, and the color of panic crawled all over his cheeks. He was shocked. What's this? Two-stage reversal. He who looked down on all living beings just now is directly beaten and disabled. I am the dignified devourer of the planet. Is he going to sink into the sand on this tiny earth? Is there any law left? Is there any more reason? How could I lose myself? Boom. The transcendent didn't give Galactus a chance to continue to be dazed, so he flew over suddenly and punched Galactus in the stomach. Cracks appear on Galactus' belly. At the same time, this punch directly shattered the heart of Galactus, who thought he was invincible. Galactus' heart was broken. He didn't even have the slightest intention to bite back, and wanted to escape in a panic. The figure flashed, and the transcendent grabbed Galactus' arm, spun it twice like a windmill, and threw it into space. Then the two platinum rays, like two mountains, hit Galactus directly. Advertisement: the power that Lin Ke blesses my little brother is imagination. In other words, the transcendent has the kind of ability he wants to have, and he has the kind of ability. Boom! Huge amounts of firework exploded from outer space. Father! Looking at this beautiful firework, Nada couldn't be happy at all, covering her small mouth with tears streaming down her face. Woo woo woo, Dad exploded. Nada is heartbroken. It's over. Simmons was dumbfounded, overjoyed. Tony rubbed his eyes, wondering if he was in a dream. The kid who transcends doesn't understand the essence of pretense at all. Suppress first and then raise, then suppress and then raise. In less than 2 minutes, he resolved the battle, so fast that people were caught off guard. This is the strength my elder brother gave me. It feels so good. The transcendent clenched his fist, extremely happy. Turning around and looking at the people guarded by him, the transcendent felt infinitely happy in his heart. He felt that his soul had been sublimated, satisfied from the inside out. This look of waiting for praise is too obvious. Tony was the first to react and clapped his hands. Transcendence, you are amazing. Thank you for saving us. Transcendent, you are the strongest superhero. I, Thor, are not as good as you. Transcendent, why are you so strong? How did you do it? I'm so envious. The Avengers have more or less got along with the transcendent and know his childish temperament. Ha ha ha, really? Hearing these praises, the transcendent put his hands on his hips and laughed triumphantly. Is this what it's like to be a hero? It's so cool. Satisfaction of mind and body. I protect the earth. Protect the earth. This is everyone's slogan and what they want to do. Now let yourself do it. How could this make him unhappy? The bully Galactus is defeated by the great transcendent. Perhaps his deeds will be made into a TV series, and he will be loved by more people by then. Those who transcend feel that they can stay in the present universe for 10,000 years, or even 100 million years. As for the energy of the main body, he had already thrown it out of the blue. There is a smartwatch fragrance in Beyond God. The smartwatch can talk to him, issue missions, and a mysterious gift bag. Transcendence brought him nothing but boredom. As for invincible power, isn't he invincible now? Suddenly, Tony glanced at the ruined wall beside him, and his expression changed. No, where are Thanos and the others? Everyone immediately stopped laughing. The follow-up of the battle is not over yet. With such a big victory, the group of He-Jin dynasty cannot be allowed to run away. At this time, 2 balls of meat were thrown over. It was Jean and Thanos. Sky clapped his hands and smiled faintly. Tony exclaimed and gave a thumbs up, Valkyrie, at the same time. Loom World. Lin Ke ushered in 2 unexpected guests. Chapter 94. Loom World. Kong the Conqueror looked around the maze in front of him, puzzled in his eyes. But it didn't take long for him to understand. This maze is Lin Ke's protective means. Kong came to the Lin Ke universe this time. In addition to arresting the Transcendent, he also wanted to arrest Lin Ke, because Lin Ke is also one of the people beyond the timeline. He has no interest in this existence. Is there anything you can do? Kong looked aside at Galactus. This Galactus is a time puppet he pulls from the timeline. Galactus heard this, stepped forward silently, and put one hand on the wall of the maze dash. There's no way to absorb it. After a moment, Galactus shook his head. Then follow the route. Kong nodded indifferently. This place is said to be a labyrinth, but it is just a structure. The real function does not seem to be used to trap others. There is a route under the feet, which has obvious guiding meaning. Kong went all the way, and finally, a huge amounts of portal appeared in front of him. The portal is full of light, making it impossible for people to know what is behind it. Kong hesitated. Want to go in? If you don't go in, there seems to be no other way right now. He has a strong intuition. Lin Ke is behind this portal. After thinking about it, he left a time duplication on the spot to ensure that he would be resurrected even if he was killed. Then he walked in side by side with Galactus. After entering the portal, the eyes suddenly opened up. They appeared in a starry sky. Yes, it's the starry sky. Lin Ke sat cross-legged in the starry sky, looking at them. This is a pocket universe? When Kong realized something, his face was shocked. Pocket universe. You can tell from the name that it is not a big independent universe. But the universe in front of me is very complete, and even has parallel time and space. In other words, this is a multi-level pocket universe. Kong is numb. He realized that this might be the biggest crisis he has encountered since birth. Lin Ke, I have a business deal with you. Turning his eyes, Kong planned to use a detour. Do you think I'm stupid? Lin Ke disdains. Kong had almost written about his bravery before. Kong glanced behind him and found that the portal had disappeared, and he felt a chill in his heart. With his many years of experience in traveling through time and space, he immediately judged that without Lin Ke's permission, they might not be able to leave this pocket universe. In that case, Galactus, get on. Kang's face suddenly darkened. In an instant, Galactus changed into an unknown number of Earths and swallowed it in one gulp. Lin Ke raised his hand, and countless nuclear explosion-like rays of light exploded on Galactus' body, and his body was instantly knocked back to its original shape. Then Lin Ke pinched it in his hand. Like a toy, Lin Ke crushed Galactus and looked at Kong. Advertisement Kong at the moment has broken the dimension and traveled through endless dimensions and timelines. Kang's figure appeared all over the starry sky, making people unable to tell which one was the real him. Lin Ke didn't need to distinguish, just raised his hand easily, and the time and space of the entire galaxy was crushed by him. At the same time, Lin Ke also revealed his true identity of creation. A golden body full of eternity and immortality stretches across the star space, with an ant-like Kong in his palm. No, you can't kill me. Kong screamed in terror as if he had seen a ghost. Can't kill him? Why? Lin Ke stared at Kong, not thinking that he could come up with any bargaining chips to make his heart beat. But he still chose to give the opponent a chance. I have a cosmic egg. I can make you the new supreme god. Kong ignored it and yelled frantically. He was afraid that if he spoke a second later, he would be crushed to death. As for the time duplication left before, don't expect to be resurrected on him or something. Because at the moment when Lin Ke held him tightly, all the duplications he stayed in all parallel time and space died suddenly. Very brutal. Kong has never encountered such an opponent. Cosmic egg? Lin Ke's eyes lit up. Take it out and have a look. The cosmic egg is the thing that gave birth to the god of creation. Death they are born in the cosmic egg. 0 It is also these 4 gods who have stabilized the 7th Marvel universe. It is worth mentioning that Galactus was also conceived in the cosmic egg. It's just that he is not the original creation god, but the old man of the previous universe, so he is halfway behind the creation god. Lin Ke may become the original creation god because the magic field is also an original part of the universe. Kong looked reluctant, but thinking about the current situation where his life was in jeopardy, he still took out the cosmic egg and explained. This cosmic egg was created by integrating 33 cosmic cubes. Lin Ke snatched the cosmic egg. His eyes were so bright and frightening. Ha 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 ha. After watching for a while, Lin Ke suddenly raised his head and laughed wildly. What a blessing. There is such a harvest. Lin Ke really wants to kiss Kong hard now. Between the Marvel Universe and the Beyond Protoss, there is an endlessly spreading interdimensional tunnel. And the universe instant convenience was born by condensing the essence of this tunnel. This thing can be called a cosmic artifact, but it doesn't appear in any parallel universe. Kong actually collected 33. It seems you know everything. Kong sighed deeply, and there was a kind of innocence that went deep into the soul. The cosmic cube is rarely known in the multi-universe, and it is still considered a secret. Bitterly hate pressing the gold thread every year, making wedding clothes for others. No one can stand this. As if to relieve the unwillingness in his heart, Kong continued. I also discovered the cosmic cube by accident. Kong has conquered countless parallel worlds. At that time, I conquered the Skrull Empire and found this thing in their royal treasury. The cosmic cube can evolve, and through contact with the existence of autonomous consciousness, it will eventually evolve its own independent consciousness and thought, and even develop into its own unique form. I just thought, since it can evolve so much, why don't I use it to create an incubator of the Chaos Era? Make myself the supreme god. Kang's talent is peerless. This plan is like a repeat of Pengu Kaitian. It can be said that it is not bold and crazy b. Chapter 95. Lin Ke just smiled, paying attention to Kang's thoughts. He has long wanted to obtain the cosmic cube, and know many secrets. The cosmic cube is known as the #1 artifact under the heart of the universe. An incomplete cube is already in existence beyond omniscience and omnipotence, beyond all human imagination. The strongest cube can even erase and rebuild the almighty universe. Definitely, the latter statement is certainly exaggerated. But this also shows the power of the cosmic cube from the side. The original source of the cosmic cube is likely to be from the Transcendence Protoss. In order to learn and test the evolution of human beings, they prompted the birth of the cosmic cube. This kind of secret, even with Lin Ke's current status, it is impossible to do it without personally asking the Transcendent Protoss. Can you release 153 for me? Kong said pitifully. Before he took out the cosmic egg, he didn't discuss terms with Lin Ke, because he knows that no matter how many vows Lin Ke makes, as long as he wants to go back on it, he can still go back on it. Lin Ke's level has surpassed his understanding. He was also lamenting in his heart. If it wasn't for grasping Lin Ke's existence beyond time and completing his last step to become the supreme god, he wouldn't have fallen into such a situation. Blame myself for being greedy. Let you go? Lin Ke smiled lightly and stared at Kong calmly. To be honest, if Kong gave such a big gift and completely annihilated Kong, it would be a bit unkind indeed. What's more, the source of death's authority is not him, but death. When Kong died, the woman who died would 100% keep her hand. How about this? You go to my Taoist and be his guardian. Lin Ke said, without giving Kong a chance to refute. He directly led him into a space door full of green light. After entering the green light dimension, Kong was quickly alienated and became the most loyal servant of the second species. Before that, Lin Ke did not forget to browse Kang's memory and erase all his past timelines. Cosmic egg, my cosmic egg, To be honest, Lin Ke hasn't been this excited for a long time. Definitely, it doesn't count when that's the case. It's not exciting at all times, so there's no fun in it. Then what should I do with you? Lin Ke was breathing slightly short of breath. Cosmic eggs can do too many things. As long as you want anything, cosmic egg can basically satisfy you. After all, this is a collection of 33 cosmic cubes. Just a leak of energy is enough to shake the almighty universe. After much deliberation, Lin Ke plans to use the cosmic egg to do two things. 1. Let the 3 Dao species conceive in the cosmic egg. 2nd, use the cosmic egg to create an artifact of your own. Perhaps children will only choose one of two things because of lack of ability. But Lin Ke is an adult. I want to choose. The main reason is that there is a heaven-defying understanding. It's just that this matter can't be rushed. The study of the cosmic egg is definitely a huge amount of work, and there is no rush. Let's take out the 3 Dao seeds and strengthen them first. Lin Ke thought to himself. Immediately, 3 Dao seeds opened up space and appeared in front of them. The first species, Gold Superman. Advertisement Jinhua overflowed from the whole body, and the coat was like the purest golden flame liquid, supreme and sacred. The Golden Superman is now a 7-dimensional being and can erase existences like Galactus with a wave of his hand. That's right, erasure. This is an ability that Lin Ke doesn't even have now. If the Golden Superman is the killer, then Kong will not even have the chance to return to death, but will simply disappear. The reason why the Golden Superman grows so fast is also because after Lin Ke became the god of creation, he urgently strengthened a wave of 3 Dao seeds. Now the upper limit of these 3 Dao species is the level of abstract gods. The second kind, under everything. The green baby's body is curled up in the dark green placenta. Its eyes are closed, innocent and innocent. That's right, innocence. The second species born from the divine power of Gamma didn't have a broken face. This is probably the opposite of everything. Light and darkness are of the same origin. The bottom of the acme is also the top of the acme. The third kind, the most holy. The blood born from the DC universe looks like a different degree Mephisto, tall and mighty. Lin Ke summoned the 3 Dao species, not wanting them to enter the cosmic egg immediately, but to continue strengthening the 3 Dao species in a wave of 0. A drop of the original blood of creation condensed out of his fingertips, turned into 3 parts, and injected into the bodies of the 3 Dao species respectively. Immediately, this space trembles. A rhombus-shaped golden spar grows from Gold Superman's chest. The golden light of sublimation is reflected in the entire pocket universe. All dimensions, all parallel worlds are also illuminated by this golden light hole. In contrast, it is under everything. The green different light and the golden light are fighting each other, alienating all things. The baby's eyes are still tightly closed, but endless chaos is spewing out from the mouth and nose. Law against chaos. And the most drastic change is holy. Its body grew crazily, and it completed a breakthrough of unknown magnitude in an instant, evolving into an ultimate angel form with 12 blood wings. Lin Ke manipulated the supreme internal vision and immediately gained a lot of knowledge. Heavenly blood is extraordinary. These 3 Dao species are probably on par with the Chuangshi god now. Lin Ke looked at the cosmic egg and then at the 3 Dao species. In the end, he decided to let a Dao species practice next to the cosmic egg first. He must realize a set of exercises that match the cosmic egg, otherwise he is afraid that the 3 Dao species will go in and beat the dog with meat buns. Now he doesn't know much about cosmic eggs, at least he needs to know about 2.0. Although Lin Ke is sometimes bold, it does not mean that he is not cautious. The 3 Dao species are really too crucial. It is the key to determine whether he can sweep all enemies when he breaks through in the future. In fact, Lin Ke is already a bit of a muggle about how to break through the all-around level. He used to break through very quickly. But compared with the super multi-level and the all-around level, the gap is too big, and it cannot be resolved overnight. This made Lin Ke a little unbearable, and he even thought about integrating Taoism. Fortunately, the cosmic egg appeared immediately, completely dispelling his idea. No way. There was a reason why he was in such a hurry. He has been observing the supernatural power for a long time, but he has not gained much. This is something that has never been done before. Chapter 96. There is nothing to do with supernatural power now, but the cosmic egg, I still gain something from observing it. I can use the cosmic egg as a breakthrough to understand the supernatural power. Lin Ke thinks this method is very feasible. He has nothing to do about transcending divine power now, mainly because its origin is too different from the Marvel Universe. The cosmic egg is different, its origin has a strong connection with the Transcendence Protoss and the Marvel Universe. But still the same sentence, there is no rush. The cosmic egg is not something that can be understood overnight, and it must be assisted by epiphany. Next, Lin Ke left pocket space. Temporarily put aside the exploration of chaos force and supernatural power, the god's telekinesis is all placed on the cosmic egg. Outer space. Galactus spaceship. Father. Nada hugged the energy capsule, crying. Suddenly, there was a figure beside her. Who are you? Ganata burst into tears. Is this handsome boy here to mourn his father? Lin Ke was slightly surprised by Nada's beauty, and then said, My name is Lin Ke. Ganata thought for a while and suddenly realized, You are the Supreme. 08 My father calls you Shaolu? Goddamn little 6. The old Galactus is really called Export. The corner of Lin Ke's mouth twitched. But I'm in a good mood today, so I don't care about him. Lin Ke raised his hand and opened the energy capsule. In the energy cabin, Galactus' energy body has just taken shape and is still very weak. Seeing Lin Ke, his eyes widened. What are you doing? Nada screamed. Then he saw Galactus, who had opened his eyes again and was overjoyed and went directly to Galactus's arms. Father, you are still alive. Lin Ke stared at Galactus. Galactus also stared at Lin Ke with some fear in his heart. At the critical moment, it was Eternity who grabbed Galactus. Galactus is part of the cosmic rules and cannot die. Galactus is not only the elder of the previous dynasty, but also a premature baby. During the process of being conceived by the cosmic egg, a group of unknown civilizations attacked the cosmic egg premeditatedly. This caused Galactus to wake up prematurely. Although he wiped out those enemies, he also suffered from the root cause of not getting enough to eat. The rules of the universe have been established. There is no way to change it anymore. Once, Galactus managed to conceive again and became the messenger of life. Even Gene Tun can give life to all things. Then he was sanctioned by the Life Court, because his duty is to decompose. Without Galactus to take care of the garbage, the universe would be out of balance. What are you up to? Galactus' voice was a little rough. Nada was startled and looked at Lin Ke. Why is my father afraid of Lin Ke's appearance? Then it's time for adults to talk. Lin Ke took a deep look at Galactus. Female ex-father? He is not a big villain. He has always been easygoing. Let there be one less enemy. Ganata, get out of here first. Galactus spoke harshly. Ganata had never felt such an orderly tone, and her eyes couldn't help but turn red. Don't worry, I'm fine. I'm just catching up with Supreme. Advertisement. Galactus smiled like an old father. All right. Nada reluctantly left. Supreme. Seeing Nada leave, Galactus breathed a sigh of relief, but immediately felt heavy again. He felt like a fish on a chopping board. Bring it. Lin Ke spread his hands. What's wrong? Galactus froze for a moment. The source of life. Galactus. When Nada came in, Lin Ke had already left. She hurried to the energy cabin. I saw Galactus with a haggard face, like a mummy. Father, what's the matter with you? Nada was shocked and asked angrily, did the Supreme do something to you? Galactus's lips trembled. Daughter. Supreme. Uncle, just came to help me get rid of the internal injury. I'm fine now and I can rest. Ganata must not be allowed to take revenge. These creation gods who were born later are really more perverted than one another. Do your best to bully this old comrade. So it is. Ganata suddenly became happy and said with a fist and a hammer, where is the Supreme Uncle now? I will go to him to thank him. Well, Galactus didn't recover in one breath and passed out directly. Seeing this, Nada quickly instilled the energy in her body into Galactus. Galactus regained consciousness a little and said, you drive the spaceship to a safe place and let me rest. After speaking, he passed out again. Ganata nodded obediently, ran to the cockpit, and drove the spacecraft to the moon. Black Gold Dynasty. Building top. Hill and others formed a circle, with Wanda sitting cross-legged in the center. She is repairing the Earth. As soon as Lin Ke appeared, Wanda was awakened. At the same time, other people also saw him for the first time. Some were overjoyed, some were shocked and astonished, and some had fire in their eyes. Lin Ke, you are finally back. 593. You know how to come back. Where did you die? Lin Ke felt that he was about to be torn apart by these women. Immediately, he smiled bitterly. I also have enemies to deal with, and now the problem is solved. Mia looked happy and asked, Cindy's matter is resolved? The heirs have all been killed. No matter how big the problem is in the world of looms, it has nothing to do with Lin Ke. Seeing Cindy's gloomy expression, Hill quickly said, this matter has nothing to do with you, and we are a family. Cindy shook her head sadly and said, if Lin Ke had been there before, so many people would not have died. It is not known how many died in the scourge caused by Galactus. But if you think about it a little bit, you know it's an astronomical figure. The little girl is still too kind. For gods like Galactus and death, there is no such thing as righteousness and goodness, evil villains, etc. Everything is just the law of the universe. But Lin Ke is a freewheeling person. Seeing Cindy like this, he smiled and said, then revive the others. Wanda shook her head and sighed. There is no way. Some people's souls have already left the earth. Lin Ke laughed when he heard this. Sanqing is my brother. Are you still afraid that you won't be able to release the Palm Thunder? Chapter 97. You try again. Hearing what Lin Ke said, Wanda hesitated for a moment, concentrated the origin magic power, and whispered, "All the people on Earth who died in this day will be resurrected." A word false. The whole world seemed to stand still for a moment. A large number of people who would otherwise have died appeared around the world. Same. The biochemical soldiers of the Black Gold Dynasty and Jean Bin have also been resurrected. Tony and a kind of Avengers were amazed by the resurrected decedent, and then met Jean Bin and his party. The two sides instantly tensed up. Tony! Jean Bin glared at Tony, and immediately thought that Tony had done something wrong. Then, he remembered the things before his death. Dr. Doom. All the villains who were killed by Dr. Ruin were furious. Although they don't know how they live, but they know how they died. "I'm going to tear you to pieces." Connor's amber vertical pupils glanced around, trying to find Dr. Doom. "Hey, don't you look down on us too much?" Thor raised his hammer, as if about to strike. "Avengers, we are not in the mood to fight you now." Jean Bin snorted coldly. "Besides, you are our opponents after all. This is their territory. Biochemical soldiers can surround and kill the Avengers. Go and see if those mechs are in good condition." Jean turned his head inadvertently and ordered to Bullseye with his lips. Bullseye understood and quietly left the team. Whoever can find Dr. Doom will be rewarded with $100 million. At this time, Osborn did not know where to get another skateboard and flew in the sky. "Idiot." Jean Bing cursed inwardly. As soon as Osborn finished speaking, the scene really became chaotic. The quality of the biochemical soldiers was already poor. After hearing this, some of them scattered to find the destroyer. "Tony, I think we need to talk." Jean took a deep breath and looked at Tony. "Talk?" Tony coped with it and secretly called JRVIS. "Let's see how many main battle-level mechas can be used normally." Under the mask, data flows rapidly. JRVIS said, 19 more. Tony cursed inwardly. "It seems that this time I have to ask others for help." So, he looked in one direction. "Hey, why is the Transcendence missing?" "Mr. Tony, if you are looking for the Transcendent, he is now on the roof of the building in front of you, with the Lin Ke family. Also, I think there is one thing that needs to be reported to you. Mr. Lin Ke is back?" Tony's pupils shrank, and he went blank without saying a word. He saw Lin Ke. Lin Ke at the moment is talking and laughing with the Transcendent. Neither of them took the commotion outside seriously. "Chow Chow, the urgent task is completed, and your plug-in will be withdrawn." Lin Ke raised his hand and pressed the Transcendent's shoulder, taking back the imagination attached to the Transcendent. Beyonders have no opinion. He was very happy to see Lin Ke and yelled, "It really is big, brother. Did you lend me your strength?" "Brother, have you seen my previous performance?" Tony said he recorded it. "Hey, I'll let him show it to you later." Advertisement: the Transcendent shared the deeds of his great power with Lin Ke, for fear that Lin Ke would feel sorry for not participating. "I saw it all. You did a good job." Lin Ke nodded in approval. "Ha ha ha." The Transcendent smirked. At this moment, he felt sweeter than eating. There is a feeling that Lin Ke's one compliment is better than others' 100 compliments. Lin Ke shook his head, listened to the turmoil from the outside world, and said to Wanda, "By the way, let's clean up these villains too, so that Cindy and the others don't have to be busy every day." Wanda nodded. Dizzy? Coincidentally, Tony flew up at this moment. "Lin Ke, thank God. You are finally back. Supergirls are amazing, but when the Earth is threatened, Lin Ke is better. Lin Ke is very strong. Tony is well aware of this. Simmons and the others have said it more than once. Can you help me deal with the people from the Black Gold Dynasty?" Tony said quickly. Sky rolled his eyes. "You interrupted Sister Wanda to cast a spell." Tony was taken aback and looked at Wanda. At this time, Wanda also uttered the remaining two words. Sleep. Crash. The biochemical soldiers fell down. Osborn fell straight out of the air. All the backbone and soldiers of the Black Gold Dynasty fell into a coma. "It's up to you to deal with it here." Lin Ke laughed. 2 years later. Christmas. The snow is like fluff. The whole New York is covered with a beautiful hazy snow scene. Christmas trees can be seen everywhere in the streets and alleys at any time. In the center of the city, there is also a super large technological Christmas tree. That's what Tony's mechanical engineering team came up with. Now New York has entered a new era in an all-round way. There are intelligent robots on the street, responsible for city cleaning and road guidance. Lin Ke stood in front of the floor-to-ceiling windows and looked out. Behind him was a grass-green Christmas tree on top of the ceiling, with red lights hanging on it. The whole house is decorated with lights, and there is a fireplace on the wall, which has a very festive atmosphere. I'll jingle bells, jingle all the way. Dressed like a red elk, Simmons decorated the Christmas tree constantly, humming Christmas songs. Simmons, have you done it? Come and help. Sky shouted from the kitchen. Not yet. Simmons continued to hum. Lin Ke turned, what? And saw Simmons with his hips crossed, inspecting the Christmas tree up and down, with a picky look that must be perfect, and walked into the kitchen, laughing. I'm coming. There are only 2 people in the kitchen, Wanda and Sky, and they are busy with cooking for the whole family. Hill and Cindy went shopping for Christmas presents. What is there to do? Lin Ke walked behind Wanda and put an ear on her. Thanks. Wanda turned around in surprise, squeezed the rabbit ears, moved her fingers and said, You go and peel the potato slices first. I'm going to make a salad with mashed potatoes, and the tomato sauce is gone. You ask Mia and the others to bring it back. She babbled like a housewife. Lin Ke saw that she was really cute like this, so he hugged her tightly. Wanda felt happy and shy at the same time. Hey! Sky put down his spoon and stared over, obviously jealous. Chapter 98. Lin Ke kissed Wanda's cheek and walked to Sky's side. You also have a share. As he spoke, he took out the elk headdress of the same style as Simmons and put it on for Sky. Sky gave Lin Ke a blank look and continued cooking. Lin Ke smiled lightly and said, Sky, the matter with your parents? Things about Sky's parents are a mess. Sky had a headache for a long time, and it never got better. Not everyone is good at handling family disputes. When Lin Ke mentioned his parents, Sky's expression changed and he was a little surprised. She knew Lin Ke had a way. I'll help you out and take care of it. Now the 2 are very harmonious. Is there any reward? This Christmas. The next words were spoken by Lin Ke through telepathic communication. Clang. Sky put the spoon into the pot angrily and glared at Lin Ke angrily. Wanda shrugged to Lin Ke, signaling Lin Ke to leave it alone. It's a big holiday, don't spoil your mood. Chasing girls is hard, especially knowing you're in multiple boats. After all, Sky and the others are not characters in pornographic comics, they are all people with independent souls. When Lin Ke was with them, he didn't let the light of the soul positive to the will be played. Therefore, it's not like 133 has never happened in the past 2 years to chase her husband to the crematorium. Fortunately, Lin Ke holds live. It means that he has this ability, but for other people, he would not even dare to have the fantasy. This is the Supergirl who has disappeared for 2 years and is still famous all over the world. Lin Ke is well aware of this kind of thing. You need to overcome the difficult ones first. So, he's been stuck here for a long time. Sky is hellish difficulty. Wrong. Hell difficulty should be Iriana. That girl is really cold to the end. Night. Cheers. Lin Ke's family gathered together. Beer glasses collided together. Western Christmas is equivalent to the domestic spring festival. It's the happiest day of the year. Simmons drank the beer in the glass in one gulp and put it heavily on the table. No one talked about her appearance as a drunkard, because everyone is the same. After clinking glasses, Lin Ke began to cut the turkey. It's also a classic show. The turkey on the table is huge, and some vegetables are wrapped inside. This is the original Lin Ke family, which is a combination of Chinese and Western, and the taste is quite good. The knife cut across the firm body surface of the turkey, the gravy dripped down, and the rich aroma gushed out all at once. This is once a year. Pietro brags to his magician girlfriend. Eyes light up. Today is the first day of Christmas, and Lin Ke's family invited all their close relatives over. Not much. Just Pietro, her girlfriend, and the tongue transcender 4. Their dinner with Tony is scheduled for a few days after Christmas at the Avengers base. SHHHHH. At the moment, fireworks were set up over New York, colorful and in many shapes, superhero avatars, and the like. Time flies. 3 days passed. For the Lin Ke family, Christmas is only half over. Because there are still 3 days, they will spend in Paradise Island. Christmas on Paradise Island is a little more intimate. The only one who can be called an outsider is Iriana. It doesn't have a place to call home, so under Wanda's repeated invitation, it also came to Paradise Island. In Paradise Island, everyone spent more time playing than in reality. Advertisement here you can realize imaginary items, including but not limited to marshmallows covering the sea, countless beautiful celestial phenomena, floating whales, baseball games that can entertain demigods, etc. Night. It can't even be called night, because this night was manually adjusted by Lin Ke. Everyone had been playing like crazy for a day, and they were all a little tired. After eating, they had another beer party, and they all got drunk. One side of the bedroom is a floor-to-ceiling window, and you can see the rippling blue waves and the green aurora on the ground line. Lin, who stepped into the bedroom, was slightly amazed by the sea view, and then turned his attention to the velvet bed, aged. Immediately, he was even more amazed. What did he see? The two little deer, Bambi, are wearing white stockings. Seeing Lin Ke in Santa Claus costume coming in, Sky's ruddy complexion became even redder. Taking advantage of her loss of consciousness, Simmons, who was originally sitting on a duck, let out a smirk, lifted her legs from behind, and hugged her tightly. "What you do?" Sky groaned, afraid of disturbing the sleeping people outside. Biting her lip, she cursed in embarrassment. "You be asterisk 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 D." Simmons was taken first by Lin Ke. "Respond properly." "Hey, Lin Ke, hurry up." Simmons laughed happily. "Who told Sky to be so arrogant on weekdays? Get your revenge now. Let's see if she dares to kill herself in the future." Lin Ke silently praised Simmons. "The cooperation is so good, and I can't back down." After 2 years, he finally won the second position. It's not easy. Afterwards, Sky lay in Lin Ke's arms, unwilling to think about anything. This time it was done in such an environment which almost made her die of embarrassment. Suddenly, she opened her mouth and bit Lin Ke on the chest. "Is this not satisfactory?" Lin Ke stepped forward and raised Sky's chin. A hint of evil charm emerged from the corner of his mouth. Sky's leopard-like sexy body trembled, and when he opened his eyes, the wildness that had been tamed floated up again. "Did they hear Hill?" She hesitated. "Sure. Your name is like Beast." Simmons patted Sky with a proud look, a bit like a bully at home. "Don't worry, no." Lin Ke laughed. "It really made everyone else listen. The basic market may really collapse." "Oh, that's how it is." Sky breathed a sigh of relief, then rolled over and held Simmons down. "You have to treat Simmons like me." "I say must." Sky's vengeance is really strong, but I like it. "Rest well. I'll make breakfast." Lin Ke felt the temperature of the beautiful woman in his arms, kissed her, and got up to leave the bed. Seeing the mess everywhere, Lin Ke quickly repaired his sore waist and eyes and walked out of the bedroom. At the moment, several young girls were sleeping peacefully in disorder in the living room. Lin Ke glanced at it and walked quickly to the kitchen. Some people feel that it is a waste to take a bath for half an hour, while others can enjoy themselves peacefully for several hours while drinking tea quietly. Lin Ke obviously belongs to the latter category. When the realm is high enough, those tedious things in the eyes of outsiders will no longer be a worry, but a kind of enjoyment. In the process of cooking, Lin Ke gradually calmed down. Suddenly, an inspiration bloomed in his heart like a bud. Chapter 99. You have observed and explored the cosmic egg for a long time, and you have gained insight into the mystery of the cosmic egg. You have an epiphany and created the Dao and fruit breeding method. Dao fruit breeding method. Bind the cosmic egg as a Dao fruit and conceive it with great power. The stronger the power of breeding, the more benefits you will get when the Dao fruit blooms. The Dao fruit is one body with two sides, and if the Dao fruit is injured, it will also be affected. You have observed and explored the cosmic egg for a long time, and have gained insight into the mysteries of the cosmic egg. The moment you obtained the Dao fruit breeding method, you had an epiphany again and created the matching magical power Dao fruit 3 points. 3 points of Dao and fruit. The essence of Dao and fruit is divided into 3. 1 is divided into 3 Dao species. 2 is divided into the creation artifact, and the third is the creation Yuanling. Now, Lin Ke didn't care about cooking anymore and hurried into the pocket universe. The 3 Dao species are cultivating. Without further ado, Lin Ke let the golden Superman and all things fall into the cosmic egg and performed the Dao fruit breeding method. The 2 Dao species were soon combined with the cosmic egg, fed back by the power of the cosmic egg, and became a baby-like existence. Holy did not immediately enter the cosmic egg. Because of this Dao species, in Lin Ke's mind, it is incomplete and lacks Clark's blood. This is not Lin Ke's paranoia about the concept of Superman, but DC has clearly stated that Clark is the core of the DC universe. The cosmic egg shines brightly, and the unimaginable essence of creation is introduced into the 2 Dao species. Next, Lin Ke generously invested half of the power source in his body into the cosmic egg. This is a drop in the bucket for cosmic eggs. The personality of the cosmic egg is much higher than that of Lin Ke. At least it is something beyond the level of the domain. Lin Ke's purpose is not to increase energy for it, but to feed the creation gods and their own essence to the cosmic egg. Feed by Lin Ke's life essence. The creation essence of the cosmic egg is even more mysterious. Within it, the more blazing the golden Superman, the deeper the green light under everything. Afterwards, Lin Ke continued to manipulate the cosmic egg, intending to condense the second seed. Is the creation artifact an axe or a sword? What function is good? After much deliberation, Lin Ke decided to give up this pure weaponry. The heart of the universe, the main function is to absorb. When Thanos absorbed all of the real world, Oe was helpless. Lin Ke decided that his second seed should be modeled after the heart of the universe. It is called the heart of creation. The ability possessed is also absorption. With Lin Ke's mind, a creation heart took shape in the cosmic egg. The third Tao fruit is an innate god, born in Tao. Unfortunately, the cosmic egg has no nutrients for him for the time being. Lin Ke postponed his birth. After finishing all this, Lin Ke took out the energy storage device equipped with supernatural power. After thinking about it, I took it back again. To use this thing, no matter how you say it, you need the permission of the little brother. After continuing to use the Dao fruit breeding method to ensure the stability of the Dao fruit, Lin Ke left the pocket universe. Paradise Island. Cindy and the others slept soundly, completely unaware of what happened to Lin Ke. He woke up first. She found Lin Ke in the kitchen with comforting eyes. The second to wake up is Wanda. After waking up, come and help Lin Ke cook together. The third is Iriana. After she woke up, she wandered around the kitchen for a while, then went outside to watch the northern lights. The fourth is Cindy. The fifth is Jessica. The sixth is Lorna. Advertisement, where's Sky and Simmons? Lorna looked around and found that there were few people. Which one of you saw the two of them? Wanda caressed Lin Ke's back with her slender fingers, blinked her big, beautiful eyes, and asked mischievously, where are Sky and Simmons, Lin Ke? Do you know where they went? Lin Ke's back was numb, as if an electric current had been drawn. Hiss. Lin Ke took a breath in his heart. He quickly looked back at the hall, squeezed Wanda's butt, and signaled her not to mess around. This girl is getting harder and harder to deal with. Snort. Wanda snorted proudly, gave Lin Ke a knee, and walked away with the plate. 0. Seeking flowers. There are too many women, although it is difficult to deal with. Every moment is a surer field. Lin Ke sighed in his heart. The other side. Simmons and Sky locked the aspect tightly. Turning around to look at the black and white threads all over the place, I quickly cleared them with my imagination. Afterwards, the two discussed with a guilty conscience, returned to reality, took some things, and then returned to Paradise Island. Wow, Lin Ke made this by himself? Simmons appeared in the living room, exclaiming again and again. It's well dressed. Where did you two go? Lorna asked. Sky and I went back to get something and fell asleep. Simmons shook the potato chips in his hand. TSK, Simmons, your imagination is still not working. Lorna believes that Simmons is unable to restore the deliciousness of the film. Hey. Simmons smirked twice. Sister Simmons, why are you standing a little swollen? Suddenly, Cindy discovered something. Sky pursed his lips subconsciously, hating Lin Ke to death. Simmons' heart skipped a beat. Potato chips are a bit spicy. Cindy understood. Something is wrong with Simmons, and Sky is not in good spirits. It seems that he drank too much alcohol. But as a family, you just want to drink and get drunk to be happy. Lorna looked suspiciously at Sky and Simmons. Here comes the chicken soup. Lin Ke came out with a big pottery. Lorna hurried to the dining table. Her thoughts were interrupted, so she didn't think much about it. The family stayed at Paradise Island for 3 days. These 3 days can be described in 5 words. Really Jill happy. Lin Ke didn't even want to go out. But he also knew that it would be tiring to stay on Paradise Island all the time. At least not too out of touch with the outside world. Practice sees truth. Simmons once stayed on Paradise Island for half a year because of his playfulness and adjusted the time ratio of 200 to 1. When he came out, he was a bit stupid. It was during that time that Lin Ke took her down hard. Chapter 100. Century Square. The best hero selection event of the year. This show is hosted by Tony, aiming at selecting the most popular superhero. After the Lin Ke family returned to the real world, they were invited over. Definitely. They won't show up on stage, inside the box. Lin Ke's family sat around, watching the big screen, step by step towards the transcendent in the center of the stage. Hundreds of thousands of people cheered for him. Transcendence. Transcendence. Greatest hero of all time. Asgardians of Earth. The strongest human being ever. Transcendence. The cheers were mixed with the passionate shouts of the host. The whole atmosphere reached a new climax and was completely detonated. Transcendence has topped the superhero popularity list for 2 consecutive years, because 047 guarded the Earth for him. In the battle against Galactus, he performed too well. Real achievements, coupled with Tony's operation, the popularity of Transcender crushed the second place. So who is the second popular hero? That definitely was Tony himself. This is also a pushy guy. At the moment, the live broadcast has been watched by more than 100 million people around the world. The Transcendent raised his hands high, and the ribbons fell from the sky. He stood under the spotlight with his hands raised high, enjoying the glory of this moment. In the past 2 years, he has dominated the rankings for countless rankings, won awards, and his mentality has already become very high. At the very beginning, he told the outside world that his power had disappeared and so on. But as the position was promoted higher and higher, he found that he couldn't get down. So, he acquiesced. I am still the Transcendent who punched Galactus away with one punch and fired lasers from his eyes. In the past 2 years, he has appeared on shows all over the world, and he did not do the work of punishing our and eradicating evil that a hero would do in the traditional sense, so no one exposed him. Tony told him. His role is 10,000 times that of ordinary heroes. He has brought courage and hope to countless people. All proceeds are donated to charity. This is the real hero. If you have ever been in the dark, then you will never forget the moment when the dawn appeared. The Transcendent stands in front of the stage and reads the support slogan aloud. I am the best, most benevolent, and most powerful Transcendent. Please vote for me. Why? In the private room, there was a sigh. Little brother has changed. He is no longer the innocent big boy he used to be, sometimes even a little arrogant and rude. She had discovered this at a Christmas party a few days earlier. Maybe that's the life the kid wanted to live. He'll patted Mia on the shoulder. Others were less sentimental. There is still a long way to go to get the scriptures, but the timing is almost the same. Lin Ke thought to himself. He hasn't forgotten the wish that the life court granted him. If you want the Transcendent to truly stay in the real world, pleasure is not enough, but also responsibility. The Transcendent took the first place with an unrivaled advantage. This is the most popular election in the world, comparable to the presidential election in old America. Tony, who organizes the event, can gain the right to speak and influence. Participants can gain popularity and rewards. The audience can reap the joy. 3 parties benefit. Advertisement: the Transcendent returned to the single room behind the scenes. There is no one here, and it is an absolute domain that belongs to the Transcendent. Prohibit any staff from approaching the camera. The Transcendent, who played in front of the stage for a whole morning, was very tired. He picked up the Coke, opened his neckline, and drank it in an unimpressive way. It's still exciting, the Transcendent said comfortably. I don't know. I thought he was in K medicine. No way. In public, he would not touch these junk foods. He could only drink them in private. Moreover, Coca-Cola did not pay endorsement fees. I don't know how much the value of my IP can increase this time. The Transcendent muttered longingly, took out a photo. The picture is of a beautiful woman, the kind with her bra lifted. Tony advises him not to fall in love. It will affect him negatively. Unmarried idol stars and married idol stars are completely 2 concepts, not even a species. However, Transcendence is already a big kid. What should I do if I don't have an object? Hold on. Chirp, chirp, chirp. The Transcendent kisses the photo madly. Slap. There was a noise from behind. A Transcendence co-branded football rolled out of the cabinet. What's even more frightening is that there are 2 people in the cabinet. Hi, Silver Sable greeted the Transcendence and picked up the football awkwardly. Can I take this football home? We are live broadcasting. The black cat is holding the camera. Its expression behind the blindfold is a little dull. She swears that she really didn't intend to secretly photograph the Transcendent. She and Silver Sable were just hired by a fanatic fan of the Transcendence and came to pick up some belongings of the Transcendence. You only need to live broadcast the whole process to let the employer confirm the authenticity of the item. With 1 vote, they can earn $10 million. The Transcendent's mind was buzzing, as if an invisible bomb had exploded in his mind. We didn't mean to. Silver Sable apologized. She was so shocked to see the Transcendent's behavior through the crack of the door just now, which led to this accident. That's right. It was definitely an accident. The one that is bigger than the sky. 2 years ago, there was a celebrity named Bieber who was exposed on End Pictures, was reviled by thousands of people, and fell from the cloud to the bottom. And the Transcendent sucks in, which is obviously much more than that. When this news gets out, the whole world will probably be shocked. It's hard to imagine how many people's dreams will collapse by then, and how many people will scold the transcendent hypocrite. No, you lied to me at zero point 0.4. The transcendent suddenly roared and rushed up. Boom! The black cat raised its legs subconsciously and knocked him into the air. Immediately, Black Cat and Silver Sable were shocked on the spot. The strongest superhero in the world was actually kicked by himself? Could this transcendent be a fake? Black Cat is a little unbelievable. Why did she say what she said on the live broadcast? Isn't it because they are afraid that the transcendent will be wiped out? She is a complete third party, the kind of person who will not be affected by the hero's halo at all. She has seen too many dirty things under the banner of glory. ****. The transcendent climbed up in embarrassment and continued to rush towards the black cat. Then he was kicked away by the black cat. It has been almost 2 years since he completed the mission issued by Jingwei. Fighting experience is also almost 0.
Thanks for watching. You can find the next videos in the playlist linked in the info card, directly on my channel, or right here on the screen. And as always, if you have any feedback, feel free to share it in the comments too.